Alright guys, with the bushfire season coming up, it's a good time to get all the bushfire tools checked. According to Sims, we're supposed to check the cloud tool every 3 months, so we might do it tonight. Just before we start, because we're online, if we get a fire call, if you can just help me get the gear back on the pump, shouldn't be any emergencies. You'll know where the toilets are. If you need to take a toilet break, happy days. Exits are out the back. Okay, we're going to need a couple of bits of PPE for this. We're going to be using some Neatsford oil. Some people get an allergic reaction to mineral oil, so if you feel like you might be one of those people, some nitrite gloves are good. We're going to do a bit of filing, so we're going to get some safety glasses. I've got my sleeves down, and that's it. So the first thing we want to do with the McLeod tool, when we're checking it, is just basically have a good visual inspection of it, and you're looking for any signs of obvious damage or defects. We actually just changed out a handle the other day. This handle, you see, is quite split, and that is quite prone to giving you a nice decent splinter. So that's the sort of thing we're looking for, and if required, we can order new handles off SCAT, and even new heads. So once we've checked it out, it's in pretty good nick, there's no big splinters here. We just want to give this handle a light sand and a little bit of treatment with some oil. So all you're doing is just get some decent grade sandpaper, and you're really just giving it a nice gentle rub up and down like that, just to take any splinters and little high points off it, just to get nice and smooth. You don't want to go nuts on it. And obviously if there's any little divots out of it, you might want to give them a little bit extra love just to make it good. And that's really all you need to do. Once you've done that, you grab your oil. I'm okay with oil, so I won't worry about the gloves tonight. And you just want to get probably a couple of tablespoons full onto a rag or a chucks. It's about that much. And then you just want to gently get it into the handle like that, just so it's nice and moist. You just want to, you don't want to drown it, you don't want to make it too slippery. You're just trying to protect the timber, stopping it from drying out. Because once it dries out, that's when you start getting splinters. Does that make sense? Yep. Any questions on that?
No, pretty straightforward.
It's pretty straightforward. So Luke, if I could get you to maybe grab this one, it's got a nice new handle, so it'll be nice and dry. This one out. And maybe if you could just demonstrate.
You only apply the oil once?
Yeah, you only apply it once, and again, every 3 months is recommended, but if you're using it all the time, if you're out in the fringe area and you're using the cloud tool every day, you might want to do it a bit more often. On the older pumps where they were stored on the roof, they got a lot drier. Yeah, on the fire packs, they're up in the sun all day, and they dry out in a couple of weeks. Beautiful.
Grab the chucks.
Here you go. And this method will work pretty well for any timber handle tools. You can do it with axe handles, shovels and rakes, and brooms and squeegees. They can all do with a bit of this. And when the hand tool stuff comes up on Sims, this is the sort of thing you want to do. Because apart from helping it prolong the life of the tool, it's actually giving you a good opportunity to inspect it for any sort of hazards. Because you don't want to splinter out of those handles. It's hardwood and it can hurt. Look at that. That's like something you buy in an antique store.
It's a beauty.
Excellent. So that's the handle pretty much taken care of. The next part of the maintenance we're going to look at is sharpening the head of the tool. So that's really tricky. We're lucky we've got a vice here in the engine mode. So I'm going to vice this in here. Might put a little bit of rag around here just to protect the handle. It's not the best vice in the world. Stand. So what we want to do is just get this edge here, and we want to take any rough, sharp burrs off it. We want to just keep it nice and smooth. We don't want to shave with it. We just want it nice and sharp so it can cut through any roots and stumps and stuff we might be, when we're creating a fire trail. So I'm going to bung with safety glasses on. And what we're going to use, we're just going to go to the toolbox and the pump and just grab the flat bastard file, which is a pretty basic file. And we're just going to file this. So what we're aiming at is getting an angle of about 30 degrees. So the existing blade on it should have that angle, so you really just want to follow the angle that's already there. You don't want to recreate a new, you don't want to try and do it too shallow or too deep and restart it again. You're really just giving it a little gentle file just to take any rough stuff off. It's really just put my foot down here so it doesn't kick out for me. And all you want to do is just get the rusty surface stuff off, get down a bit of shiny metal, one more meter there. And that's pretty much it. Now, if if you're a little clumsy or unsure of yourself, you know, feel free to wear glasses if you want, because you don't want to get cut on there, but the safety glasses is a real must. You don't want to get rusty stuff in your eye. You have to go to the eye hospital, you need magnets to get stuff out like that. So does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
Any questions on that?
You could use a power tool to sharpen it.
No, using power tools to sharpen metal blades is not really good. Because of the high speed they revolve at, they get too hot and it affects the tempering of the metal.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it probably wouldn't be the end of the world on a tool like this, but something like an axe, it's really going to shorten the life. Okay, so what I might do now is look at the other one over and get in there in the vise and see if you can go with that. Here you go. Get in there. Yeah, the reason we put the padding is there because the jaws on the vise can actually just negate what we've done with the sanding and put a nice big chunk out of the handle. Beautiful. There you go, plus one. This one's a little bit older and it's got the blade's a bit worse for wear, so it might take a little bit more filing. I might get it.
Might be easier to fold down that way through the blade.
Yeah, it's good. If you want to try and get the file so it's running.
Might be easier.
I might try this side.
Okay, what's the size?
Putting it right in.
There you go. As you can see, it doesn't really take much, you know, a couple of seconds. It's not a big job, and really, for something that we need to do every 3 months, look, that's great, that's already done. Right? Maybe a little bit more on the edge. Yeah. But, you know, for an every 3 months check, this is what, taking 5 minutes to do two tools. So, but it is the kind of thing guys neglect. Right, good work. So, you know, what we've achieved now, we know how to look after a power tool, we know how to take care of the handle, give it a sharpen, and that's pretty much it. I've printed out the sense sheet for the bushfire gear, which you might want to have a bit of a look at later. It doesn't go into much depth, but it does mention about sharpening the cloud tool. I tried to find some material on the full process, but it doesn't seem to be anything on the system at the moment. But that's about it. So what I wouldn't mind getting you to do is do some feedback, because I've been videoing this for the O10 course I'm doing, and that'd be great. So any final questions before we shut down? You all comfortable with this work and what you've learned?
You don't really need to follow these parts, do you?
No, you don't want to, they're basically for dragging leaves and stuff. What you might want to do is, you can see that a couple of them are a little bit out of whack, so we might, you know, when we finish here, we might just get the mallet and just give it a little gentle tap so they're all nice straight line. But we won't worry about doing that just yet, because I'm going to shut this tape down before I run out of memory on the camera. Right guys, thanks very much for joining us today, and we'll do something again next week.
Cool.